friends, I welcome you all on my channel, the Opinion Platform. One of the private universities of India, located in Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh, has come under fire. Galgotias University has sparked outrage when a journalist of Aaj Tak went at the venue of the protest where students of Galgotias University were leading a protest against the Congress over the issue called inheritance tax. Inheritance tax debate came out in the debate when Sam Pitroda, one of the prominent figures of the Congress, spoke that if the Congress wins the election of 2024, it might impose inheritance tax in which the rich people will be taxed. Well, inheritance tax issue is so important that American elections happened last time when the Biden was in the election. Not only that, in the most developed countries of the world, there are different forms of debates which happen around the forms of the taxes. Most of the people, most of the parties who understand that the development of any country depends on the modes of tax reforms get deeply engaged in the ways how to impose the tax and upon whom to impose the tax. In 2019, one of the important issues during election was GST, which was termed by Rahul Gandhi as Gabbar Singh tax in the parliament. The issue of tax is not an easy topic. It is one of the most controversial as well as most difficult topics. But the problem is that Galgotias University students drew flack for not explaining, not telling, not being able to tell the reason why they traveled all the way from their university to Delhi to lead a march against the Congress issue of inheritance tax. When the Aaj Tak reporter Ashutosh Mishra is in a video seen asking a student about certain questions. One of the most prominent questions is about urban Naxal. What is urban Naxal? And then a student happens to present his face as clueless. The problem is not that students failed to answer the question. The problem is that how, in the name of attacking the private universities, Galgotia University as an institution immediately came under attack by even those people who very much cherish the idea of privatization, and they sent their children to private schools. Twitter yesterday was full of criticism against Galgotias University. People who are on X, formerly Twitter, continued writing against Galgotias universities, declaring Galgotia universities as one of the institutions which is known to exploit the poor people of this country and give nothing in the name of the education. There were very few commentators on the X, formerly Twitter, who could honestly and genuinely write that it is not just the problem of the Galgotias University, but the private universities as a whole. I, as a teacher, watched those videos which were making rounds on Twitter, Facebook, and so many people covering from right wing, extreme right wing to extreme left wing were writing continuously about how the students of Galgotias universities were bad. As a teacher, I watched those videos and literally felt sad about it. I was not sad for the same reason most of the people expressed their sadness on Twitter and other social media platforms. I was sad for other reason. Most of the people flatly, clearly condemned Galgotias universities, and they also condemned the students. But when I looked at the students and realized that how embarrassing it would have been for even students to say in a rally that he doesn't know why he has come to protest, for what he has come to protest, what was the issue around which they were sent to protest against a big political party which is clearly attacking the Prime Minister Narendra Modi for failure in implementing and making the policies, pro people policies, in last 1 decade. Yes, Galgotia Universities was attacked, was bracketed as the agent of the BJP government, as agent of the Prime Minister Modi, as agent of the BJP RSS government. The problem is that all private universities at present follow the path of the governments, no matter whether the government is of the right or the left or the center or the liberal attitude. Criticizing Galgotia University for me appeared to be all right. But when I deeply think about it, the way students of Galgotia's universities were condemned, I really felt pity for the understanding of those people who were criticizing without giving deep thought what exactly would it mean criticizing only the students of Galgotia's university. Anybody can have their opinions, their political inclinations towards any party. But when it comes to collectively think about the direction in which the country is being led by our leaders, by our elected members of parliament, by our elected members of legislative assemblies of different states, it must be, it will create a sadness, a sense of remorse in us. My problem is not with the students of Galgotia's university. My problem is with those people who have started to criticize Galgotia's university in isolation. Galgotia University is as much private university as any private university is, either in Ghaziabad or in Greater Noida or in Noida or Gurgaon, or for that matter in any part of the countries. We have to first understand one thing, that what are the reasons that in the country private facilities are growing and government facilities are drowning. What are the reasons, no matter what leaders promise during election campaign, but once they come to power, they work hard to promote private facilities and the private governments and private institutions, and not provide much of facilities in the government organizations. All of us know that in India, sending children to private school is one of the most burning issues. In my opinion, criticizing Galgotia University alone will not help anybody. Since it is the time of the election, it seems appropriate also to show light, to check the knowledge of students studying in the universities like Galgotia's University. But it has shown us a real crisis, that how the youths of our country being misled by the ruling dispensation. I recall when I started to think deeply about the crisis, which was quite evident through the interviews taken by Aaj Tak of Galgotia's University. The crisis I felt deeply was not about Galgotia University and the students of Galgotia University. The question is that how the youths of this country are struggling when it comes to serious issues and debates, where on the one hand, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, has been speaking any issues or maligning the image of political parties only for certain political gains. We expect too high from these students who are basically not given opportunity to get properly educated. These students of Galgotia universities are as innocent, in my opinion, as innocent is Prime Minister of this country, who does not think what would it mean when Narendra Modi as a Prime Minister announces only with the purpose to criticize his opposition party that if the Congress wins, all resources will be given to Muslims. One of the buffaloes of two will be given to the other one. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself has become the source of misinformation, the source of lies, and the source of everything which is wrong and bad in our country. The students of Galgotia universities have proven that students of our country are very much looking at the government of India and the top leaders of our country, and they are not just watching the leaders but they are following the path of it. That is the reason as the Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi doesn't know the seriousness of such issue like inheritance tax, that how sooner or later such reforms will have to be talked about, at least at the level of policy. Such reforms have to be brought in future to take our country on the path of development. Well, it is unfortunate where the entire debate over educational freedom, over the standard of education, over the comparability of government and private education should have started. But unfortunately, this issue started with the criticism of an individual student and died at criticizing just one private university, Galgotia University. My concern is it only Galgotia University which is bad? Then I am forced to recall the past incidents where in the private universities, not the students have been blamed for not having knowledge, not even being capable of reading the placards. In fact, in private universities, teachers have been suspended for possessing knowledge. The real paradox is where the Galgotia University is being criticized by users on social media of social media platforms for not having knowledge. At the same time, professors in the private universities have been suspended for possessing too high knowledge and for being very critical and thoughtful. And these same users, same people of this country have remained mum, have remained silent. Well, if we compare the list of private universities, we find where the Galgotia University is being criticized for preparing the bad student, the worst students. At the same time, Ashoka University, which claims to provide the best education among private universities, has not backed off when it comes to dismiss and suspend the teacher for exercising the academic freedom. Let us recall one of the professors, like Sabyasachi Das, who was forced to resign from Ashoka University only because he could do the research which proved his research to be useful and relevant. Not only that, Ashoka University has had a long list of professors resigning from that university. Ashoka University is globally known as the university providing the space for liberal discussion, which claims to have been leading the academic freedom. But all of us know that when it comes to express opinions on the burning issues, either on national or international issues, whether it is a matter of students or teachers, any of them end up getting suspended or dismissed. Well, where students are punished, being barred by the university for exercising their freedom, teachers are punished through the suspension and the dismissal. Several times, Ashoka University has hit the headlines for wrong reasons. Not only that, Ashoka University, which claims to have understood the debates, the most controversial issues of the world, they have been equally exploitative when it comes to their exorbitant fees for simply doing graduation either in English honors or economics or any subject. Ashoka University has been selling education more in a more brutal way than the university like Galgotia University. But Ashoka University has not drawn flack. Students of Ashoka University have not been questioned. In fact, students of Ashoka University themselves have been questioning the administration of the Ashoka University for being exploitative in nature, for charging hefty fees from students and claiming to be liberal, claiming to be providing the education. When we compare the education models of India, we find that educational field has become more commercial than the commercial field itself. Well, businessmen have not been as cruel when it comes to charge fees, when it comes to punish the common masses fees for their services in the private universities. No private university can be said to be good. When it comes to private hospitals, no private hospital can be said to be very good. Everybody knows, all of us know, that whether in the field of health or in the field of education, commercialization is directly influencing the people. But Galgotia University, students of Galgotia University could have been one of the good examples, good opportunities to lead a serious debate about the education which are being given to our students, to students who belong to this country, who are in any way our future. But instead of being very critical in a truer sense about the future of the country, about the youths of the country, entire focus got shifted into only criticizing one university, one individual, and appeasing one party, which is Congress. Most of these people who criticized Galgotia's university are said to be or can easily be understood to be the supporter of either Congress or liberal parties or supporters of RJD, SP and BSP. But nobody has. I have seen, I have checked throughout social media. I am following all debates, all discourses which are taking place around Galgotia University and the ill knowledge of that student of Galgotia University. I failed miserably to find the genuine debate which should have happened under the pretext of discussing the bad education which is being provided by the Galgotia universities. All university models in our country are collapsing gradually. In fact, in the big state in terms of population like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, it is the education which has suffered the most. Education has suffered the most from the hands of all governments. Education is the most underrated and ignored field in the eyes of the government. No matter whether it is the government of RJD or JDU in Bihar or SP and BSP in Uttar Pradesh, the field of education somewhere was not paid much attention. It is also true that in the regime of BJP under the Modi government, universities have been directly under attack. Jawaharlal Nehru University was attacked in the name of anti-national activities and Tukde Tukde gang, and Prime Minister continuously speaks about Tukde Tukde gang, but every time fails to explain what does he exactly mean? In fact, the Vice Chancellor of JNU, Shantishri Dhulipudi Pandit, has clearly said, in contravention to the opinion of the Prime Minister, that JNU does not believe in any ideas called Tukde Tukde Gang, who herself is a follower of Modi and follower of RSS and BJP ideology. But BJP's leaders, for the immediate electoral gains, end up demonizing their own government funded education. Why they happen to be easily doing this? Because they understand that if Indian education universities will be destroyed, it will not somehow harm them directly, because leaders will be very much able to send their children to European schooling system and college system and other foreign educational system. But they fail that no matter where you go and get education, ultimately you are bound to come back to this country. And if the people of this country will not be properly educated, will not be properly provided the opportunity to get educated, situation will not improve. This was the major question which should have followed behind the discussion of the Galgotia University students. But I see that even among private universities, I've had debates with the people, with the teachers who are teaching in different private universities, and other private universities have expressed happiness, implicit happiness, where they know that if the Galgotia University will be demolished as per the image, all these students will run to other private universities, and they will be able to charge hefty fees from the students. Nobody is asking the central question: how in our country education is so costly? How in our country, the country where 80 crores people have to be provided with the rations, food, free of cost, 5 kg rations, food grains every month as per the promises of the Prime Minister, how can Indian government be silent over the existence of private universities? Education remains the most ignored fields. I understand what Galgotia University may be doing or is doing may not be in the interest of education. They are equally doing business. They are equally exploiting the masses. They are equally exploiting the opportunity in the name of providing education. But blaming only certain individuals only because they belong to certain universities, only because that private university might have invited some BJP leaders, only because that university must have taken some kind of help from the BJP government because it is located in the BJP ruled state at present. It cannot be said the decision of condemning, demonizing any institute, whether it is private or government, is appreciated. I think Galgotia University should be properly scrutinized, but demonizing any institution shows ill culture which has taken shape after the Modi government has come to power in the center in 2014. I hope that when this video reaches to different kinds of audiences believing in different ideology, having faith in different systems, in diverse beliefs, they will try to appreciate and understand the genuine concerns, genuine debate which should be initiated after the debate of Galgotia University has been sparked, after the controversy over the statements of students for not knowing certain questions have sparked outrage. I hope you would listen this discussion and ask yourself why private institutions are mushrooming, growing at much faster pace than any government institutions. With this, I conclude today and I will meet you in the next debate. If you like this discussion, I would request you to please subscribe, like, and share this channel. Thank you very much.